Hello everyone and welcome to another video on C++. Today we are going to learn about variables. You might be familiar with the term in mathematics, but the difference between the terms in programming and mathematics is in mathematics when you solve an equation which has one or more variables, you find the value of the variable, which is sometimes just one value or sometimes more, and that's the entire range of values you can have for it. But in programming, when you declare a variable, and even if you initialize it and set it to some value, you can always change the value by performing simple operations. The concept of variable is important in any programming language and not limited to C++, just like data types. Usually data types and variables go hand in hand and are related to each other and are really important, so I decided to take time and make two separate videos on the topics, as this is a very important concept and it will be used throughout the course of your experience with programming. So let us see how variables work in C++. Let's open a new file in Turbo C++ and start the program. It's, I will include the two libraries which we use often, Conio and IOStream, void main, clear screen, and now I will show you how you declare a variable. So you type the data type you want the variable to be. I will be going to use integer, so I will use the keyword int for integer, and I'll name the variable a, and then a semicolon that ends the statement. That's how you declare a variable. If you want to initialize the variable to a certain value, then you have to put it equal to some value. I will use 10, and let us see how to print the value of the variable. So I will be typing the value of a is, and use the same thing as we use while printing a string. Use this cout sign and just type a and the semicolon and get ch. So what this will do is it will make a small room in the memory for the integer a and assign it a value of 10, and when you compile the program, the memory is allotted. When you run the program, it goes to the cout and sees the value of a is, and when it prints, sees just a sitting there, not in the codes. It goes back to the memory field which it had created previously and sees the value of a is 10 and then prints out 10. So Alter F9, let's compile the program, and now Control F9, let's run it. It's error, undefined symbol main. Okay, I misspelled main here. Now let's run it, and it says the value of a is 10. There are two different types of variables which are global and local. It is basically the scope of the variable which differs in the global and local. So the int a which we have declared here is a local variable because the scope of the variable is always within the nearest opening and closing curly braces, and if you try to call the variable like print it out, want to print it outside the curly brackets, you will get an error saying you have not declared the variable. So if you don't want that, you can initialize and declare the variable right after your uh, libraries. So then you can you know call the variable and print it from anywhere in the program. Of p, and when we run it we will get both. I forgot the backslash n, and there you go. So that's how the scope of the variable works. So right now, at the present knowledge, it is not too important, but when you go ahead and make much bigger and complex programs, it will become an integral part of your code, and you will need to differentiate between the local and uh, global variable. So that is all we are going to learn today. Thank you so much for joining me in the video today. If you want regular updates, please subscribe to the channel, and I will also leave a link to my Twitter and Google Plus account in the description below. Thank you very much.